Salutations to you viewers. This is a production brought to you courtesy of Pharma Media Productions, the best media company in the world so far. And this is Chico Squared, your host, the best tutor in the world so far. In this video, I'm going to be explaining a concept known as ecosystems. So before we dive into this fascinating world of ecosystems, fasten your seatbelts as we embark on this roller coaster ride. So we're going to start by the definition of what an ecosystem is. An ecosystem is defined as a self-contained system of interdependent organisms in their physical environment. So we are talking about a certain physical environment which includes organisms that are living within that particular environment, and these organisms are interacting with each other. They are interdependent with each other. Organism requires EO for survival. This is what we call an ecosystem, right? So basically an ecosystem is characterized by two major components. One, we have what are called biotic factors of an ecosystem, and then we have what are called abiotic factors of an ecosystem. So every ecosystem contains biotic. Bio means life. So biotic factors of an ecosystem, we're talking about the living components. We're talking about the plants, the animals, the decomposers, you name it, right? And then the abiotic components, we're talking about the physical components of an ecosystem, the non-living components of an ecosystem, precisely your stones, your rocks, whatever, you name it, right? So what I've been saying in this definition is that living organisms are interdependent with each other and also with the environment itself. So let us proceed to continue as we shed more light with regards to this concept and its significance, right? So under ecosystems, right, in this video, we're going to be focusing specifically on these three aspects that I've written on the board prior to the shooting of this video. And I think the definition is crystal clear, like a sodium chloride molecule. I've talked about interdependence in ecosystems. And the issue of interdependence is now pushing us towards the next concept that is important, which is food chains or food webs, all right? So this is a typical food chain, right? We have producers, right? We have the sun is powering everything, right? We have the producers. We have the primary consumer. We have the secondary consumer. We have the tertiary, and then we have the decomposers. So this is a typical food chain, right? And it's showing how energy is flowing. Every ecosystem is powered by the sun, all right? So the sun is the source of all the energy that we have in any ecosystem. And this energy is transferred to the producers. The producers are the green plants. They are also known as autotrophs. They undergo what is called autotrophic nutrition. And by definition, autotrophic nutrition, we're talking about organisms that actually manufacture their own food for the rest of the universe. We're talking about the green plants. We're talking about photosynthesis. We're talking about water and carbon dioxide combining in the presence of light and chlorophyll to produce carbohydrates and oxygen that are beneficial to every living organism. So energy has been transferred from the sun to the producers, the green plants, from the producers to the primary consumers. Primary consumers are known as herbivores, right? Herbivores, these are these are animals that consume only plants, all right? From the herbivores, we are moving forward to the carnivores. The carnivores are also known as secondary consumers. It's ndo mhuka dzinogara dzinorye nyama, and then zorya nyama yoga dziryi uswa, all right? So these are the secondary consumers, the lions, etc., etc. Then from there, we are moving to the tertiary consumers, which are known as the omnivores. And us as human beings, in as far as the food chain is concerned, we are classified as omnivores, right? Then from the level of the omnivore, we are now moving forward to the decomposers, right? The decomposers, we are talking about the bacteria, we're talking about the fungi, right? And some group of organisms, the actinomycetes, etc. And some of the common bacteria that play a pivotal role in as far as the process of decomposition is concerned, particularly on biogeochemical cycles. We have bacteria like Nitrosomonas, we have Nitrobacter, right? Yeah, we're going to have a video, a full video explaining how these things actually operate. So, energy, as it is transferred in the ecosystem, it is lost at every stage. Because remember, there are a lot of biological life processes that occur. Organisms are moving, organisms are respiring. I'm sure you're aware of the Mrs. Green concept, which is movement, respiration, sensitivity, growth, reproduction, excretion, and nutrition. So all these life processes, particularly the Mrs. Green concept, consume energy. And this is one of the reasons why as we move along an ecosystem, we're having energy being lost at each stage in an ecosystem. The next issue that is of importance, that is of paramount significance, we have biogeochemical cycles, right? So under biogeochemical cycles, the most important, that forms the fundamentals of the IGCSE Cambridge curriculum and the ZIMSE curriculum, right? We have the nitrogen cycle and we have the carbon cycle, right? Of course, we have the sulfur cycle, etc., but these two elements are very important to us, especially the carbon cycle. You know, carbon has got its own branch called organic chemistry, where it's actually discussed in depth, all right? And carbon is always moving around. Carbon is in different places. You have carbon inside your body. The same carbon that was inside your body is now in the soil, is now in the air, is now in a certain animal. So how is it moving about, you know? Respiration, carbon dioxide, photosynthesis. The carbon dioxide is taken from the atmosphere and the green plants are manufacturing. Irikutenderera carbon, irikutenderera from one position to the next. So in conclusion, ladies and gentlemen, these are the most important aspects that are supposed to be covered in as far as the study of ecosystems are concerned. And it is my hope and belief that everything is palatable to your cerebral hemisphere, and it is my hope and belief also that you have understood these concepts without any difficulty. Ladies and gentlemen, comrades and friends, this is Chico Squared, your host. Chakwenda chibaba echo.